You are listening to The Vocal Technologist. Spoken tech for your ears.
Welcome back, everyone. Today we're looking at some really interesting material sources covering AI's impact, some practical product management lessons, and even how organizations change, or, well, try to change. Our goal really is just to pull out the core insights for you, cut through some of that noise, and hopefully leave you feeling informed and, ready to use some of this.
Okay, so first up, let's talk about AI. It seems like it's changing how businesses even think about measuring value. The sources suggest it's a bit like the early internet, lots of filthy metrics flying around.
That's a great comparison. Yeah, it's definitely evolving. What we're seeing, or what the sources point to, is this shift away from just surface stuff like clicks or views,
Right.
and moving towards metrics that are actually tied to, real business impact, things like customer retention, actual results. It's about proving tangible value.
That makes a lot of sense. You need to see the bottom line.
Yeah.
But here's something I found kind of counterintuitive, this idea that AI might actually swing the pendulum back to general purpose products.
Yeah. After years of everything getting so specialized online. Exactly. The internet pushed specialization hard, better price or convenience or maybe quality, but rarely all three. How could AI change that?
Well, the thinking is AI's power lies in personalization at scale. So, a single product could potentially nail price, convenience, and equality for you specifically.
Okay. Tailored experience.
Exactly. And connecting that to consumer AI, generally, the sources highlight this idea that momentum is the moat. It's less about old school IP protection now.
So speed is everything.
Pretty much. Startups that win are moving fast. They're iterating in public, using viral stuff, partnerships, anything to build that momentum quickly.
Okay, shifting gears a bit from the high-level tech, the sources also get into some very real ground-level challenges. Like this headline, "You closed the deal, why isn't there revenue yet?" That sounds painfully familiar.
Oh, absolutely. It's a huge hidden drag. You think the sale is done, but then onboarding just consumes the growth team. It becomes constant firefighting instead of, strategy.
So what's the fix?
The suggestion is better alignment. Clear milestones everyone agrees on, and adopting this time to first success metric, get the customer to their first win fast. That makes them stickier.
Which ties into another maybe universal truth that popped up. Everything takes longer than you think. Always.
Yes. It's almost the law of nature, isn't it? But the interesting point made is that the stress often isn't the delay itself. It's the unrealistic expectation we set up front.
We do it to ourselves.
We do. Just building in buffer time, like maybe 20 or 30%, apparently makes a huge difference. Less frustration, better planning. It's about calibrating your own internal clock.
So taking these ideas about time and value, how does this play out at the organizational level? We saw some material looking kind of behind the curtain at how org changes actually happen and the common mistakes.
Right. Reorgs. They usually happen because of strategy shifts or new leaders coming in. Maybe the team's just not performing.
Yeah.
But the key thing is how it's communicated. It tends to roll out in stages. Leadership gets the full story, the context, but by the time it reaches the frontline teams, the why can be pretty diluted. Limited context, almost no input. That causes friction.
I can see that. And this connects to another concept mentioned, vertical AI and the productivity paradox. Sounds like jargon, but what's the idea?
Yeah, vertical AI just means AI specialized for specific industries. The paradox part challenges the fear that the robots are taking our jobs fear. History shows tech boosts productivity, cuts costs, but often creates new jobs too.
So AI isn't necessarily a job killer.
Not necessarily. The potential is there to actually expand markets, make things cheaper or better. But, and this is key, companies need to reinvest those gains, support their people, help them upskill. It's not automatic.
That puts a lot on leadership navigating all this complexity, which brings up maybe my favorite point from the sources. The idea that saying it depends isn't a cop-out for a leader.
Exactly. It's actually strategic. Good product leadership isn't about having some magic universal answer. It's about managing tensions, speed versus quality, user happiness versus business goals. There's always a trade-off.
So it depends forces you to clarify.
Yes.
Yeah.
To provide context. To say, okay, in this specific situation, here's why we're leaning this way and here's how we'll test it. It turns ambiguity into an advantage, really.
And then two final punchy ideas related to that. First, courage is the new bottleneck. What's that about?
It means AI makes testing ideas super cheap and fast. So the limitation isn't resources anymore, it's the willingness to try things, to seek the truth quickly, even if it's uncomfortable.
And the second one, act, then refine.
Yeah, Just trust your experience, your gut feeling sometimes. Don't get paralyzed trying to be perfectly right before you even start. Let go of that fear, make move, and then adjust based on what happens.
Interesting. Less analysis paralysis, more doing.
Precisely. So maybe the final thought for you listening is this. In this world that's changing faster and faster, the most valuable skill might not be finding the one perfect answer. Maybe it's cultivating that courage. The courage to just test, learn, adapt again and again, and being comfortable knowing that sometimes, maybe often, the best way forward. Well, it just depends.
You've been listening to The Vocal Technologist. Tune in next time.